Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to a brand new mod spotlight on a relatively new mod. It's been around for about a version or two. It's just starting to get some traction and it adds a whole bunch of neat and nifty gadgets to the game. It's time to check out Dartcraft. I've been in communication with the mod author of Dartcraft. He's a pretty cool guy. He's just getting started with modding and he's got some really cool gadgets already. So there's all kinds of nifty stuff that Dartcraft adds for you here. It adds a bunch of different cool blocks. It adds a couple different machines, even a force engine that's used. Some of the stuff behind Dartcraft is powered with force energy, and it's all kinds of nifty gadgets and tools. It's kind of like a semi-technical but also semi-magical and enchanted type mod, just a little different. So I want to get started showing you guys what Dartcraft is all about because it's a lot of fun and it adds a lot of neat cool things to the game. So let's get started checking out Dartcraft. Alright, so let's start talking about Dartcraft. What we've got here is the world gem that starts off. It's basically only one item, but it spawns both in the overworld and the nether. It's called, this stuff right here, force gems. And it's just like redstone. You'll get anywhere from 2 to 4 when you mine it. And you can go ahead and enchant your tools for a better chance of getting stuff from it. Okay, now with those force gems, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. And I'll show you a lot of what's available with it. But the very first thing you're going to want to do with your force gems is go ahead and combine them with something along the lines of iron or any kind of metal really, and the better the metal, the more force ingots you're going to get out of that. So one force gem with gold is going to get you 3 force ingots, where with iron you'll get 2. And if you've got some other mods installed, you can go ahead and throw bronze in there or refined iron, something along these lines. Even Zycorodite works, so that's pretty cool. Silver, that kind of stuff. Okay, so you can also get some force nuggets out of those. So you can see force nuggets come from 1 force ingot. So I've already got a couple of these things ready to go. Now the other thing you're going to need is some sticks. At least 1 to get started, okay? So this is the very first thing you're probably going to craft once you've managed to get all this stuff together. And what is it? It's called the force rod. This is the tool that you're going to use to get started with Dartcraft, and it's very much broken, as you can see. You need to get a better material to make it out of, which you will get later on in the mod. And I'll show you how to get that. It's actually not too bad. So your very first force rod only has about 3 uses in it, which is pretty good to get started. Okay, so there's 3 things that you should get started with, and I'm going to show you them now. First, take your force rod and right-click on a block of obsidian. Ta-da! And you've got this nifty little block right here called the force infuser, which we'll go to in a bit. But basically, you can use liquid force, which you get from your force gems, and some kind of energy, typically like Buildcraft energy, which, hint, hint, there's a force engine that you can use with your liquid force as well to generate Buildcraft power. And you can start doing all kinds of cool stuff with it, okay? So that's probably one of the first things that you'll want to do. Another thing you can do here is go ahead and plant a sapling in the ground. And before it grows, go ahead and right-click on this guy with your force rod. Ta-da! And you'll get a force sapling. Now you can, of course, bone meal this stuff up to get it up and running a lot quicker. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And ta-da! You've got a nice little fancy force tree. You'll get, I think, more saplings from these leaves if you manage to chop them down. And then you can go ahead and just chop this stuff down right here, the wood, and use it for all kinds of good stuff. Cool? So these are the basics of getting started with Dartcraft. Not bad at all. Now, there's one other item that you're probably going to want to go ahead and grab once you've taken care of these basics. And that is to drop a book on the ground. And right-click on the book with your force rod. Like I said, the force rod only has 3 uses, and you're given back a force shard, which can be used later on for other cool stuff. But now we've got a force tome. So we've got all this good stuff. Cool. Now, if you want, you don't have to use, actually, the minium stone to do crafting, because this mod also adds its own handheld crafting item called the Clipboard. So, let's go ahead and show you this guy. If you right-click on the clipboard, it comes up with this nifty little interface with all kinds of cool stuff. And the clipboard is actually one of the few items you can build with just vanilla materials, like any kind of wood, some paper, and some iron. Let's take a look at all the different nifty things you can do with the clipboard. So the clipboard, as you can tell, is a nice portable crafting table. Just right-click to open it up, and it's got a couple nifty buttons here, a couple of them that I actually really like. First off, if you drop any item in the clipboard and click this button, boom, it'll instantly separate everything and spin it around the outside. Really good for making chests and industrial craft machines, furnaces, that kind of thing. So real quick and easy way to do that, and it evenly distributes it, as you can see. So it took a full stack and made it 8 of each. Now you also have this down arrow button here, boom, completely clears the crafting table here and lets you get all your items back down in your inventory. Pretty nice. So we can go ahead and make, like, a couple chests here, something along those lines, and then boom, pull everything back down. Not bad, right? Now, if you wanted to make stairs, for example, that's always been a nuisance, right? You have to, like, evenly distribute stuff all over the place. It's a big pain in the butt. So what you can do now is hit this button here, which will evenly distribute all the materials in the crafting grid in the pattern that you've already specified. Boom. Nice. So I can get as many oak stairs as I can get out of the few materials that I placed in there. Not bad at all, right? So that is a pretty nifty trick. So there's a few cool little tips that you can do with the clipboard. It's very nice and really handy. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, the reason I brought out my clipboard is, of course, that I wanted to show you how to get a better force rod, because we're going to need it later anyway, so might as well, since I've already shown you. Take 2 force logs, not planks, but logs, in the shape of a stick recipe, and you get force sticks, and you get 8 of them instead of just 4, so that's not bad. And you go ahead and make a force rod out of your force sticks, and you'll get a fully charged one. So this one does not only have 3 uses, it has a ton of uses, and you can start using it for some other good stuff. So now we've kind of got the basics of Dartcraft going on. We've got a force tree that we managed to get some force saplings out of. We've got some force logs and some sticks. We've got the ingots and the nuggets, and we've also seen the gems. So now let's see how we can use this force tome that I just introduced you guys to, and check out this nifty gadget right here, the force infuser. Alright, so we've seen the basics of Dartcraft, how to get started and that kind of thing. Now let's take a look at some of the neat tools and toys that you get to play with. The first one I want to show you, before we really get into the infusion system, because there's a lot involved there, is this thing, the Force Pack. Pretty awesome little device, okay? You need some force ingots and a good amount of leather and a chest, okay? Now the Force Pack is basically a backpack that you can store items in. And you might be saying to yourself, Direwolf, what's so exciting about that? It's just a little backpack, and it's only got 8 slots? Like, where's the use in that? Well, first off, this backpack can be upgraded using the Infuser here. So eventually you'll be able to upgrade this thing to have more and more inventory slots. And you can also upgrade it with some other nifty abilities that we'll get to once we start covering the Force Infuser. But one of the cool things you can do is shift right click with the backpack, and you can actually name it. I'll name it Dartpack 20 and change the color. Blue. Save. Boom. Look at that. Ta-da! Dartpack 20. How's it going? Even when I mouse over it, it's named Dartpack 20. That is cool. So it's named here and down here. It's got a nifty little blue pack, and even when I move it down there on the bottom of the screen, you can see it getting upgraded and saying Dartpack 20. How awesome is that? So you can name it and color it on the fly. Awesome. And of course, store items in there, which is exactly what a backpack should do. Now, the other cool thing you can do is mess with this thing called the item card, and this works in tandem with the backpack. Let's take a look at what this thing does. All you gotta do with your item card is right click on it, and the item card has an interface, okay? Now, in that interface, I'm gonna put some stuff like cobblestone, okay? Just left click with your item that you want, and you'll be able to place that in there. Now, the item by itself is not gonna do anything when it's on the item card, but if you right click in there, it'll go from a yellow arrow to a blue arrow to nothing, okay? Now, what this card does is you place it in the backpack, and it allows the pack to do automated things. For example, if you put it in the yellow mode, where it's up arrow, it's going to suck up any cobblestone directly into the backpack every time you mine some cobble. So, now I'm going to take this item card, which again is configured to suck up cobblestone, okay? I'm going to place it in the pack. Now, when I pick cobblestone up, okay, it'll fill whatever is in my inventory at first, but if I pick up any more cobblestone, like this, it's going to automatically go into the backpack. How cool is that? So, it's not going to work with something like dirt. See, the dirt went into my inventory. But if I grab my item card and say, hey, I want dirt to go in here too, please, okay? And then I'm going to put the item card back in the pack. Now when I pick up dirt, it's going to go in the pack automatically. How cool is that? The other thing you can do is the other color, which is blue. And what that's going to do is it's going to kind of act like a refill mode. So I'm going to tell it that, hey, I want you to refill my inventory with cobblestone every time I use it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this card back in here. Okay, and now every time I use a piece of cobblestone, it's going to get refilled from the backpack. Nifty. It doesn't happen like constantly. It's like every couple seconds it checks and then refills itself, so you can see there. Not bad. So that's the different modes. And of course you could have, cobblestone in there and in both the up and down arrow mode. Let's take a look at that. So you can see I just picked up a couple pieces of cobble and it, completely filled from the pack there. Right? So I'll put another piece of cobble in there and make that guy yellow. And what that's going to do is it's going to both get sucked into the pack and refill. So any cobble will go directly into the pack, but it'll also refill from the pack. Pretty nifty, right? And you can do that with anything. Like you can put bone meal in there, you can put, 4 sticks, you can do anything you want. And it'll automatically go into the pack if configured to do so using the item card. And I should finally note that the item card can also be named. So we'll call this, Dirt and Cobble. Save. Ta-da! Now it's named Dirt and Cobble. Pretty spiffy. And you can place it in the pack, and it does what you tell it to do. And like I said, the pack is upgradable. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Now, one of the things you're going to actually have a lot of use for in this mod is leather. And the guy said to himself, you know what? Leather's annoying. You need it for a lot of things. I'm making you need it for more things. How about I give you a better way to get leather? I'm going to give you the force shears. You ready for this? Okay, let's take a look. Force shears allow you to harvest cows, and they will eventually regrow. Oh no! They don't like to have their leather skinned, but it's not a big deal. They will eventually regrow their leather, and you can get it again. Ha! How cool is that? Yes, they're actually changed to cold cows once they've been harvested, so you will get a little bit of leather from them. Not bad at all. Let's go ahead and try that again, because that was just too cool. Come here, cow. Oh no! And they are not pleased when they get sheared. Not bad at all. And you can also do this with chickens, I believe. So let's get a spawn egg for a chicken. Oh no! He dropped his feathers. So if you're looking to get a few more pieces of leather or feathers, definitely make yourself some of the force shears. Next up, I want to show you the force mitts. These guys are neat. You're going to, again, need a bunch of leather for this. And these guys run out of durability pretty quick, so you're probably going to be making a lot of them. What these things do is, first off, they act like a hoe. Cool. They actually do a pretty good job of digging anything that is used, for a shovel. So not bad at digging things either. Now, the other cool thing they do is actually work really well on tall grass. Poof! One click, and it clears out a big chunk. So, kind of like the item from Red Power 2, the sickle, pretty similar. It also, just like the Red Power 2 item, works on leaves. So if we were to run over to this jungle here and try this on a bunch of leaves, you'll see this working pretty well. Ta-da! And it even does a pretty good job on wood. Not bad. So the mitts are kind of like a multi-purpose tool, do a nice job on that kind of thing. They won't usually work too well on ores. They do work on stone and cobblestone, believe it or not. So if we go ahead and place these here, you'll see that it's about the same speed as a mining drill on stone and cobblestone, but they don't really usually work too well on ores. So you can see there it's just not doing that good of a job on that stuff. Not meant for like mining full time, but definitely good on some of the other materials along those lines. Now, since I already showed you the shears, I should also note that you can use force ingots to make all kinds of other nifty tools. You've got the force wrench, which can be used like any kind of wrench. You've got the sword, you've got the pickaxe, you've got shovels and axes, and these guys all act like pretty much normal tools, but they can eventually be upgraded to even fancier and niftier things. And we're going to get into some of the upgrades right now as we start talking about the Infuser. Dun dun dun, that's this guy right here. Now, the Infuser needs a couple things. First off, it needs some liquid force. Now, it's real easy to get the liquid force, actually. You can either just take a force gem and just drop it in this slot here, and the Infuser will automatically convert it to about 1,000 liquid force, okay? But your other option is to throw it in a squeezer from forestry, if you have forestry installed, okay? And it'll start squeezing it down, and you'll get a little bit more than a bucket's worth of liquid force. So, use a squeezer. If you have it, it'll give you even more. Good stuff. And this liquid force, of course, can be stored in buckets and cans and all kinds of good stuff. So if I were to get myself an empty can, let's see, and throw it in here, there we go, force can, cool. You can see we got more than a bucket's worth, okay, more than 1,000 millibuckets. Not bad. The liquid can also be stored like any other liquid. Railcraft tanks, Zycraft tanks, whatever you want. Okay, it's basically a liquid. And you're going to need to have a good amount of that liquid hanging out in your little nifty infuser here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a bunch of force in there. Nice. And let's start taking a look how to use this infuser. Now you'll note it's got the nifty little forestry tooltips up here so you can see some information, and it's currently got an error. You'll need an upgrade tome in the top left slot to get anything useful. Well, we did get a nifty tome, didn't we? It's called a force tome. Well, that's not an upgrade tome, and it doesn't even fit in there. Don't worry, it's real easy to make yourself an upgrade tome. The only thing you can do with this block without having an upgrade tome in there is create an upgrade tome. And that is a force tome, which I showed you how to make earlier, and a force nugget. And you'll notice that the topmost slot is kind of the one that's available to you right now. Now you can click go, but nothing's going to happen. That's because you need something more than liquid force. You need energy. What you can do to get energy is either use one of these guys, the force engine, okay? Or you can just use any kind of buildcraft power, or industrial craft power. I think they both work. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a redstone energy cell down next to this guy just to make things a little bit easier. And as we throw that down, we'll see that we'll start getting a storage of Minecraft jewels in the interface here. Now the go button is available to us, and I can click it, and it'll start using some of the energy. Ta-da! We just managed to get ourselves an upgrade tome. Now that the upgrade tome is in there in the top left, you'll see it's tier 1. And we've got a nifty little tome sitting in our infusion altar thingy. Awesome. The red error has disappeared, and now we're ready to start messing around with upgrades. And you might have noticed that as soon as I did that, we've got a second slot here that's available to us. Ooh, what's that all about? So now we've, instead of having only one slot available, we've now got 2. The other ones are still kind of a little bit darker, though. Let's take a look. So Direwolf, what's the upgrade system all about? Well, kind of, if you want to make it easier for yourselves, think of it as kind of like a fancier form of enchanting. Let's say we've got some of these force tools, okay? So let's take a look at some of the force tools available to us. I'm going to get myself a sword. I'm going to get myself, we've got a couple of these rods already, but I'm going to grab a pickaxe and a shovel and an axe. You've even got bows. You've even got arrows. Look at that. That's neat. We're definitely going to try and play with some of these guys. So how do we use this thing? It's really not too bad. You take an item and you place it in the center slot. So for example, we've got our force sword, okay? Let's say we wanted to put an upgrade on this. There's a bunch of different upgrades. I'm talking like a couple dozen, I think. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you can add to these things. All right, one of the upgrades is the heat upgrade. Now, if you apply heat to a sword, okay, what do you think is going to happen? I don't know. Let's find out. So how do we apply heat? Well, we're going to need a particular type of item. I'm going to go ahead and get coal. So let's see. Where's some coal? There we go. I'm going to apply the heat upgrade. Ooh, look at that. Cool. We can hit go. It's looking like it's working. And it even tells you right here, heat. Nice. Now, can I put another piece of heat in here? I don't know. We'll see. We're going to see what happens, right? So let's hit go. Boom. Now, it takes a while, depending on the complexity and the tool you're upgrading. Some things take more or less time. Oh, look at this. Heat sword. Fire aspect 1. Nice. Now, can I throw another one on there? Nope. Doesn't look like it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Nope, not at all. So let's get ourselves another sword and see what happens, okay? We'll grab another force sword here. We'll try and put 2 on. So note that it's taking a little bit longer this time. Definitely taking longer this time. Ooh, fire aspect 2. Nice. Okay, that makes sense. So, what happened? Well, 2 things happened, actually. Number 1, we've got this upgrade tome here, right? Now, this guy actually has a tier on it. And the heat upgrade is considered tier 1, okay? So it's a tier 1 upgrade, which means we have to use either tier 1 or tier 0 upgrades on the sword. There's a tier 2 upgrade. One of them is, for example, let's say grinding is an example of a tier 2 upgrade, okay? We can't put those on because we don't have a tier 2 book yet. But every time we enchant an item in here, it adds kind of experience, if you will, to the upgrade tome, and that tome will eventually upgrade to a tier 2. Okay, so let's take a look at our fire aspect 2 sword. Of course, this is, as you would expect, awesome. So I'm going to grab a spawn egg. We'll spawn a pig. Yes, exactly as we expected, we got a fire aspect sword from this thing. Cool. Let's take a look at a couple other nifty upgrades. So what I'm going to do is upgrade a pickaxe with the heat upgrade. I'm going to put 2 of them on there and hit go. Now again, I'm putting 2 of the heat upgrades on. It's taking a little while. And eventually, we're going to get an upgraded force pickaxe. Let's see what we get. Heat pickaxe. Nice. What does this guy do? Let's find out. I'm going to grab some cobblestone here and ta-da! It smelts as it mines. Exactly like you might expect. So heat on your pickaxe, smelts as it mines. And if we were to get ourselves, for example, some iron ore and throw that on the ground, dun dun dun, we get the ingot from it. Cool. Now, there's a complaint that I typically have about those instant smelting pickaxes. Why would I want to instantly smelt the iron that I mine? Because typically, if I have any other mod installed, I can go throw it in a pulverizer or a grinder or some kind of mod item that'll double that iron for me. Well, luckily, this mod adds an upgrade that'll do that on the pickaxe automatically. Let me show you guys. Okay, so note that when you have this interface open, okay, when I mouse over coal, it just labels it as coal, right? When I have the interface open, it says it gives you the heat upgrade. So you can see what upgrade you get from something when you mouse over it with the interface open. The flint upgrade gives you grinding. However, it's telling me I need a tier 2 in order for this to work. And you'll note that I can't even put the flint in here right now because my upgrade tome is still at tier 1. Aw, that's sad. Let's see if we can try some other cool things and get this guy upgraded to tier 2. So you're probably questioning at this point, how far do we have to go to get this upgraded tier 2 and how much do you get every time you do something? Well, it's actually pretty easy to find out. Simply hold shift while mousing over the upgrade tome and it'll tell you the current amount of force points it has and how much it has to go to the next tier. So let's see, we currently have 40 force points, alright? I'm going to go ahead and throw that force pickaxe in there and go ahead and put the heat back on. Alright, let's see what happens, okay? Go. And it's working away, it's got 40 force points on the upgrade tome, and once it's done upgrading here, we're going to find out that it's currently now got, dun dun dun, 45. Alright, not bad at all. So that wasn't too hard. So depending on which upgrade we go with, we get more points. So a tier 1 upgrade like we just did gave us 5 points. Now you also get bonuses the first time you do an enchant. Okay, so I've got claws here, which give you the bonus of damage. I'm going to upgrade a force sword with claws, okay? And I'll go ahead and put both on there, it doesn't matter. Remember, we're at 45 points right now. Now, claws, which do damage, is a tier 0. So we're not going to get many points for this. By the way, you get claws from bats. But because it's the first time we're doing the upgrade, we're going to go ahead and get an extra bonus of points. So we got, I think we get 1 point for it, but we got a 25 bonus points for it being the first time we did the attack upgrade. So we got 25, we went from 45 to 70, right? Yes. And then 1 more point because it's a tier 0. You get 1 point for tier 0 upgrades. Cool. So that's why we got 71 points. Now if we went and put the sharpness upgrade again on the force sword, we'd wind up just getting 1 point. So the first time we did the damage upgrade, we got 25 bonus points, and then we're going to get just a small number of points going forward. Another cool thing that we can do, since we're in this interface, remember I told you can upgrade your force packs? Let's do it. Now I'm going to even note to you guys, and this is important, I've got stuff in here, right? Not a problem. We can go and upgrade this thing. Let me show you how to do that right now. You just need one of these guys, a force flask, okay? Force nugget, some glass, real easy. And you get 8 of them per. Go ahead and toss this guy in here. Let's see. Oh no, look at that. Force flask tells me for holding, it's a tier 2. So I still need to upgrade this tier 1 tome a little bit more. So let's take a look at 1 or 2 more upgrades. Well, here's one. Let's give this a shot. You ready? Let's get ourselves some sugar. What do you think sugar is going to give us? Speed. That's right. Going to go ahead and upgrade this thing with sugar. Now sugar, I believe the speed enchant is tier 1, so that's going to be worth 5 points. But since this is the first time I'm doing it, I'm going to get 25 bonus points. 101. Nice, look! My tome is now tier 2. Awesome. Tier 2 tome. Perfect. And you can see the next tier I need 169 more points. So we need a significant amount of more points, but we've got more upgrades available to us now, and my force pickaxe has speed 2 on it. Awesome. So now that I've got a tier 2 book, let's take a look at upgrading our pack, okay? Holding goes in there, and go. Dun 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 dun! Dire Pack 20. Nice. We've got 16 slots available to us now. And you guys can upgrade this a bunch of times. I think all the way up to tier 5. I think the max tier, by the way, of your enchanting tome or your upgrade tome here is tier 6. So you've got a long way to go to upgrade this. And it's going to unlock more and more slots as you expand this thing as well. So you can see now that we have 3 slots available. So if we wanted to, we could even do this. You ready? Let's get a pickaxe. Oh, we've already got... Let's get another pickaxe. Okay. I'm going to get myself a force pickaxe here, and I'm going to put it in the table. And I'm going to go ahead and put grinding, I don't know, let's put 3 of them in there. Oh yeah, look at this. It's taking a lot longer to put grinding on. But this guy, let's see what it does. Now, I made it a point to put 3 flint in there because you'll note that the upgrade on the force pickaxe is only grinding. So the grinding upgrade can really only have 1 tier. It's kind of like Silk Touch. It's really, there's no better Silk Touch than Silk Touch, right? So grinding is only going to have 1 upgrade available. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some ore. We'll get some iron ore just to demonstrate this. And I'm going to go ahead and mine this with my grinding pickaxe. Ta-da! What did I get? I got 2 pulverized iron. Beautiful. So you're not going to get any more than 2, but that's pretty awesome. Dun 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 dun. Yay, pulverized iron. Now, you probably are asking yourself, hey Dyer, I noticed, I wonder, can we? I mean, it would be pretty cool if we could, right? Don't worry, guys. You totally can. Grinding, heat, speed. Let's mix and match this thing. So what do we got here? We've got grinding, speed 1, heat pickaxe. Oh, that's cool. So it's a faster one. It's going to implant the grinding and the heat, and I'm just going to clear the iron ingots out of my inventory just so there's no confusion. I got 2 iron ingots simply from mining a single block of iron ore. Cool, right? Poof. Going to automatically do it. Now, you'll note also that this takes a lot of durability every time I mined. I just mined 2 blocks, and it used 5 points of durability each, I believe it was. So you're going to burn through this thing pretty quickly. So don't waste this on, regular old, stone or something, because it's just going to make a mess. I wonder, by the way, what would happen if I mined this? I get glass from cobblestone because it grinds the cobble into sand and then smelts the sand into glass. That's cool. Nice. Now, I could literally spend all day showing you guys the different upgrades. There's a bunch. Like Tier 2, has luck, grinding, rainbow, bane, holding, and experience. Tier 3 has touch, swiftness, healing. Tier 4 has wing, which gives you flight. Tier 5 has ender, and Tier 6 has light and sturdy. There's a bunch of different upgrades, and I'm not going to show them all to you. I'm going to kind of encourage you guys to go download the mod and play with it yourself. But we've also got a couple other cool items to get to, and I'll show you a couple more upgrades as we go along. But I don't want to sit here and grind, so I'm going to go ahead and cheat myself a Tier 6 upgrade tome. Oh, there we go. Tier 7 upgrade tome. Cool. Now that it's upgraded to Tier 7, you'll note that all upgrade slots are now available to me, as are all upgrades. Awesome. I'm going to just go ahead and, throw my Tier 2 book somewhere for now. Now, let's show you guys some other cool stuff. Did you know you can upgrade force rods? Remember I told you there were more uses for these down the line? Yeah, there are. Now, force rods, you can go ahead and throw in there, but they can only have 1 upgrade at a time on there. I'm going to go ahead and throw the heat upgrade on a force rod and see what that's all about, shall we? Okay. This gives us the Rod of Fire Resistance, and if I right-click it, ta-da, I get a fire resistance buff. Nice. You can even right-click it a little bit more to increase the duration of that buff. Now, it uses durability, of course, so keep that in mind. Now, if I wanted to, I could also throw a force rod in there with a little bit of sugar. Cool. I don't know if multiple pieces of sugar make a difference, but we're going to find out. It looks like it because I just got the Rod of Speed 4. Nice. Ta-da! Nice. Look at that. I got mining haste and speed. That is cool. Now, of course, it's going to go ahead and use up some durability every time I right-click to give myself these buffs, but that's a pretty neat, nifty system, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I like that a lot. Not bad. Now, there's another rod that I kind of think is awesome, and I'm going to show you guys right now. It's a higher tier one, and it requires ender pearls, and it's a lot of fun. So let's get ourselves another one of these rods, and I'll be right back. Now, the Ender upgrade, which can be used on a couple different things, by the way, is a Tier 5 upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and enchant this thing right now. Note how long it takes for just 1 Ender to go on at Tier 5. They're pretty expensive in terms of power and liquid force. This gives us the Rod of Return, and if we shift right-click, we can set our current position. Cool, and then save it. Now, anywhere we are in the world, just right-click this rod, and you will return to that position. Ho-ho! That is neat. All right, take a look at that. You can, do all kinds of good stuff with it. Save, and then return to that position. Nice. I like that a lot. In fact, I might even get another one real quick. And while that's cooking up, it's the perfect time to show you guys the Force Belt. The Force Belt is really neat. It can only hold certain items, so I can't throw cobblestone or other items in there, but I can throw certain tools in there. For example, I can't throw my axe in, but I can throw some of these rods in. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put a rod of fire resistance in there. I'll even get like a regular old force rod, okay, and I'll put that in there in a specific slot. So I'll put this in slot 2. I'll put my rod of return here in slot 3, and here comes another rod of return. Let's go ahead and take this one and go over here and set this position and put it in slot 4. Okay. Now the cool thing about this is we could always just go ahead and take this thing out. One of the neat tricks, by the way, is if you press the Z on your keyboard, you'll automatically open up your force belt. So you don't have to have it. As long as the force belt's somewhere on your inventory, you can open it like that. Pretty cool, right? Let's take a look at the other cool feature of this thing. You can actually use the items inside the force belt using hotkeys. You're going to have to use the number pad on your keyboard, the one over on the right, the far right, the numbers over there, as long as your numlock is on, of course. And you can automatically access the individual items by slot number. So for example, my force rod is in slot number 1. Well, let's just get ourselves a sapling real quick. Okay, if I press the number 1 on my number pad, it's going to go ahead and upgrade that sapling for me. Now, unfortunately, I'm currently having a bug with that the tool belt there, so that's not going to work right now for me to show you on camera, but rest assured that it will work probably for you guys when you download it. We're trying to figure out, I'm working with the mod author to find out why I'm having that bug, but you can activate the nifty rods from inside that force belt as long as it's in your inventory by using the number pads. Now, there's one more force rod upgrade I want to show you. There's actually a couple force rod upgrades that I haven't shown you yet, but there's one more I really want to show you. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this guy with the holding enchant. Ooh, what's that going to do? Dun dun dun! The Rod of Holding. This is awesome. You ready? I'm going to go ahead and spawn myself a sheep. And then I'm going to right-click him with the Rod of Holding. Ta-da! You might have noticed that it went ahead and got a force flask out of my inventory here. And where'd the sheep go? Ha! Bottled sheep. Nice. I can even throw that bottle and poof! The sheep returns to where he was. Cool. So you can use your force rods here, your rod of holding, for example, ta-da, to bottle up anything you want. Not bad, huh? Now, there's a couple things you can't bottle. I don't think you can bottle creepers, for example. You might be able to bottle zombies. Let's see. We're going to get ourselves a zombie spawner. I'm also going to get myself a villager and see how these guys make out. So, can I bottle you? Yeah, I can. Nice. Can I bottle zombies? Ah. Yeah, I can. Nice. So go ahead and bottle up whatever you want and, toss these guys around. How cool is that, huh? Nice way to transport entities from one location to another. And it'll store all the data about the entity as well. So you can see here I've got a villager that's going to give me the Diamond Pickaxe Upgrade, Unbreaking 3, and Silk Touch. If I bottle him up, ta-da, and then return him later, he's going to have the same upgrade set available. So it stores all the data about that guy. The sheep will have their same wool and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like you're getting a new villager. You're getting the same one that you bottled up. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is the armor. All you have to do is get some regular old vanilla leather armor and right-click it to get yourself the Force Cap or the Force Tunic. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade both of these guys as well while I'm at it, and show you guys how to use the armor. Now, the armor doesn't get infused with magic directly. You have to get yourself some upgrade cores and slot the armor with the different upgrade core slots. Let's see how to make that happen now. All right, step 1, get yourself another one of those force tomes, okay? Now, we're going to upgrade this guy, but we're not going to make it an upgrade tome. Oh, no. We're going to make it an experience tome. And in order to do that, we're going to need some bottles of enchanting. I thought those weren't craftable. Well, now they are. So let's take a look. Bottle O Enchanting. There it is. You actually just have to get yourself a water bottle with some redstone and glowstone dust to get yourself some bottles of enchanting. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and toss one of these in here and upgrade this guy. Go. Now you might be saying to yourself, well, Direwolf, isn't that like a little bit of a cheap recipe? It might be a little bit cheap. I might even mention to the mod author, maybe bump it up a little bit. But keep in mind that you're going to need significantly less experience going forward as you're doing all this fancy stuff here. Okay, so now we've got this experience tome. Oh, look at that. And it even has an experience modifier on it. Cool. How does this guy work? Well, you can, if you want, shift right click to steal experience from yourself. Cool. And you'll note that it's storing experience inside of it. Not bad, right? And you can right click to give it back. Cool. So I'm going to make sure to drain a bunch of experience into this book. There we go. We got about 150. That'll do. Okay. Let's see what happens. Ta-da! Every 50 experience that is in the book will give you an upgrade core. And I believe they're going to start stacking in the next version, so don't worry too much about that. So get a bunch of experience stored in one of those books, and you'll get yourself an upgrade core. At least one for every 50 experience that you convert. Now, these upgrade cores can then be upgraded with nifty materials. So, for example, I can get all kinds of cool stuff on here. One of the upgrades I haven't shown you yet is the sturdy upgrade. You can see made with obsidian. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this core and give it sturdiness. And that's going to give me a sturdy upgrade core. Ta-da! Sturdy upgrade core. Nice. Now I've got these fancy boots. I'm going to go ahead and put the sturdy core in there. Ta-da! Now my boots have the sturdy effect on them. Nice. Cool. So you can upgrade with all kinds of different nifty upgrades, and you can put all kinds of different mix and match combinations. Now the downside is you cannot take them out. You can shift right click to delete permanently though. So if you don't like that being in there, you're going to lose your upgrade core as well as the obsidian to get it off of there, but you cannot get it back in any way. Once you've slotted an upgrade in your armor, you're stuck with it. Okay. Now armor is not the only thing you can upgrade. You ready for this? This is going to be cool. I'm going to go ahead and place one of these diamond drills in here. That's right. You can upgrade your diamond drill. This is some of the integration you can have between other mods. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this with a force nugget and apply the force upgrade to the diamond drill. Dun 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 dun. We've got power drill. Nice. That is awesome. It even gave me back a couple of my diamonds because we don't need it on there. Nice. Now this guy is going to have to be charged in an IC2 thing, so actually I bet if we mine with it real quick, it'll charge itself up from my lap pack. This guy also has some slots. Nice. Let's go ahead and slot up the following. I'm going to make an upgrade core with grinding, please. Ta-da! And I'm going to make an upgrade core with heat. And keep in mind, there's still tons of upgrades I haven't shown you guys. And I'm going to slot both of these right here. Boom and boom. And now we've got grinding and heat on our power drill. Ta-da! Nice. That is cool. Why do we get gravel? Remember, when you throw your gravel into a thermal expansion thing, sometimes you get gravel from cobblestone. That's why. Okay. So there we go. Now keep in mind though, you're going to use a lot more power. So we've got 1500 EU. If we mine one block with this thing, it just used, I don't know, 150 EU per block. So that's a lot more than your regular old drill, which if I were to get myself a diamond drill and mine a block, it uses 80. So it's using almost twice as much, or more than that. Yeah, it used 250. Okay, yeah. So it's using like, 3 times as much, 4 times as much. It's up there, right? About 3 times as much. So noticeably more energy use for grinding and heat as opposed to a normal drill. So keep that in mind. But, just saves you a step now and again. Not bad. So pretty cool. Lots of upgrades that you can do with this as well. Now, I think I've shown you guys pretty much everything there is to see in this mod. There's a couple other upgrades, though, that I think are really just worth showing. At least one, and that is the flight upgrade. So let's go ahead and give this thing a shot. I'm going to put my sword in here, okay, with a feather. And that's the wing upgrade. Dun, dun, dun. And I believe this is a tier 3, by the way. We've now got the wing sword. Cool. Not bad, right? Let's take a look at this. Now, as long as you've got this sword held, okay, if you make a running jump and hold space, you'll slowly fall to the ground. And it's got a little bit of a bar up at the top there to show you how much it has left. So hold space and slow fall. Cool. It's not going to last forever, so keep that in mind, but it does work pretty well. Now you can also hold space and right click with the sword on and it'll kick you forward a bit. Cool. It does use a bit of power to do that though, so keep that in mind. And finally you can hold shift and space and right click, and that will allow you to fly for about 8 seconds. And then when your meter's dead, you have to give it a little bit of time before it recharges. It takes a few seconds to recharge there. So again, if you want to initiate flight, shift and space at the same time, and then right click. Cool. You can fly around just a little bit, So be careful. Now you can also socket this into some armor, and that will increase the duration of your meter up there. So if you socket this flight ability into your armor, you'll get a longer duration of flight, up to about 5 times as long, which gives you about 40 seconds worth of flight. So go ahead and get some of those socketed upgrades into your armor, and you can fly even longer. Nice. By the way, I just upgraded a force bow with the Ender enchant. Let's see what this thing's all about. Here goes nothing. Hey, where'd he go? Come here, Mr. Pig. It Ender teleports them, usually to a random location. Oh, there's the sheep wool. Nice. I want to try that again. Let's get ourselves another sheep. So, here goes nothing. Ender bows are fun. I need to start using this thing on Richard G. Speaking, by the way, of the Ender upgrade, if you upgrade your bag of holding, or your pack there, and you upgrade that with the Ender Pearl, it's going to link the backpack that you have to your vanilla Ender chest. So if you have an Ender chest from vanilla Minecraft, you can access the contents of it using the backpack and the Ender upgrade. Let's check it out. So there you go. Ender inventory available to you. Nice. Now, one of the blocks I haven't shown you yet, and I'm going to show you very quickly, is the force engine here. I'm just going to go ahead and just get ourselves a redstone energy cell that's nice and empty, and put a force engine on it. This guy requires, as you might expect, liquid force. Okay, so I'm going to get some of these force gems, throw it in here, boom, there we go. Simply give yourself a redstone signal to get the thing running, as you might expect. And it's going to run and it'll never explode, and you'll see here that it's outputting about 4 Minecraft joules per tick, so not too bad. Now the other thing you can put in here is water. Check this out. So I'm just going to get a water can. Boom. Alright, I'm going to place that in there, and that's going to boost the throttle by double. So with water in there, it's going to give you 8 Minecraft joules per tick. Not bad. Now, of course, you're going to start running out of the water as soon as that happens, and that's the easiest throttle. You can boost it even more with milk and with crushed ice. Cool. So if we were to get ourselves some milk and toss that in there, once this water's gone, we'll see that the throttle on that is about 2.5. So we're going to get even better throttle by using milk. Let's take a look. Cool, 2.5. So that gives us up to 10 Minecraft joules per tick. Nice. And crushed ice, by the way, gives you 4x throttle. Awesome. Now this next thing, which is getting towards the end here, is something I think this mod author added just for me. I don't know. It's evil, it's creepy, it's very scary. It's the Ender Tot. Oh no! They're little and they teleport away. Let's make it nighttime. Aw, Ender Tot. So cute. Until you anger them. Ah! Creepy! 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 Creepy little Ender Tots. Ah! Their parents. They don't like when their Ender Tots get killed. Yeah. Be careful of those things, because these guys will come after you. Very creepy. Next up, and pretty much towards the end here, is the fortune cookie. A cookie with paper. Not too bad. Nom nom nom. Once you eat it, you're left with a fortune. Cool. You can read it, and it'll give you just little funny hints. Some of them are, funny, some are different. Pretty funny. Nice little rickroll right there. Nice. All kinds of good ones. There's a bunch of different fortunes you can check out, and those are actually used in the infusion for something pretty nifty. Hint, it's in the name. Alright guys, and with that, I think we gotta wrap up the Dartcraft Spotlight. So like I said, relatively new mod. The mod author's just, getting a couple things situated. I think we'll probably see some changes in this one coming up in the near future. There's a lot he has planned, and a lot more upgrades. I haven't even covered, like, half of them, I don't think. I might have covered half of the upgrades that are available. You can upgrade all kinds of different weapons and tools. I didn't show you any of the axe upgrades. There's definitely lumber upgrades that you can apply. There's all kinds of neat stuff, and those wands are really neat. My favorite, I think, is that bottling wand. Bottling up entities is awesome. So lots of cool stuff in Dartcraft, a lot of neat mechanics, a lot of neat ideas, and I think we're going to see more from this guy coming up pretty soon. So definitely go download the mod, check it out, and play around with it a little bit. But for now, I think we got to wrap up this Spotlight. So, like I said, probably a few tweaks coming up, like, we'll see. I'm not sure. But the mod author definitely has a lot of ideas. So this is Direwolf20 signing off on the Dartcraft Spotlight. Hope you enjoyed checking it out. You'll have a link to the download, of course, in the description of this video. And, as always, guys, take it easy.